back. As we earlier said, that President Abdul Fattah al-Sisi on Tuesday presided over the first meeting of the Supreme Council for Investment after its restructuring. And the meeting was attended by His Excellency Prime Minister Mustafa al-Bouli, the Governor of Central Bank, Mr. Hassan Abdullah, ministers, officials and council members representing the private sector to attend that important meeting. And to shed more light over the issue, we're mostly delighted to be having with us over the phone live Mr. Abdul Latif Wahba, the economic analyst and journalist. Good morning, Mr. Abdul Latif.
Good morning.
How are you doing, sir?
Fine.
Let us first get a briefing over the Supreme Council for Investment and its goals and how was it restructured?
Yeah, of course. As you know, that President Abdul Fattah al-Sisi formed again the Supreme Council for Investment. I think to attract all the foreign direct investment in Egypt and outside of Egypt in the coming period. Regulations, and after the meeting, they decided, or President Fattah al-Sisi approved about 22 rules for boosting investment. These regulations aimed at cutting through red tape and speeding up the permitting process, land allocations, approval, and curbing other measures that had imposed investment during the last years. Also, these regulations included setting time limit of 10 working days for securing necessary approval, and also approval need only to be secured one time. Many decrees concerning the investment. Also, at the same time, according to the statement issued from Presidency after the meeting, Justice Ministry tasked with revising regulations to help deal with the restrictions on land ownership and to facilitate foreign ownership of real estate in Egypt. The Egyptian cabinet at the same time to set up a high committee to collect data on state-owned companies, and its decisions are finding when it comes to restructuring those firms or their sales. And at the same time, the rules also include allow foreign investors to be registered in the Importers Registry for a period of 10 years, and the creations of a clearing system to help with the quick refund of value-added taxes. And at the same time, it speed up the announcement of the state tax policy for the next 5 years in order to clear to make clearer the policy, and also amending the profit transfer law for holding companies, and to reduce the tax burden and avoid double taxation. I think the main of these rules is to facilitate, to attract the foreign direct investment, and to increase the investment in Egypt during the coming years. As you know, there is a problem in the world. I mean economic problem in world, especially after the eruptions of Ukraine-Russian war. And at the same time, that you know that all the countries suffered from the stagflations that imported outside due to the economic crisis. I think it is important rules. It is important time to take these rules and to reactivate the Supreme Council for investment. It is headed by. It would be headed by President Fattah al-Sisi. It means that all the decrees and the actions must be implemented directly.
Right, Mr. Wahba, this Supreme Council was recently reconstructed, as we earlier said. How do you assess the precautions and the steps, the serious and harsh steps that were taken by the Supreme Council to be able to boost and empower investment and attract foreign investment also to Egypt in this particular council?
As you know, that the main problem in Egypt and that face the investors, the even Egyptian, foreign, Arab, and so on investors, was the bureaucratic routine and the time they took to establish or to increase their workers, and at the same time, the main problem at the same time was how to get your profits, revenues, and transfer it outside. This is the core problems of investment in Egypt. I think the new rules, as you said, is the issuing the new rules is a message for all the investors in Egypt that the atmosphere and the climate is completely changed, and you have the right to transfer your profits or revenues outside, and at the same time they, according to this rules, President Fattah al-Sisi meant to give also an economic message to the investors that there is no differences between the Egyptian, the foreign investors. This is a great step. It means that you will implement transparency between for all and equality for all. You will not prefer the Egyptians against the Arab or the Arab against the Egyptians or the foreign investors against the Arab. This is, I think, it is important for Egypt just now to amend all the procedures, all the steps and the rules. It is important to just now.
Right, there are definitely challenges that could meet investment and promoting economy and effecting a good economic plan. It would eradicate any economic plan in any country, not only in Egypt. First of all, there is corruption, and the secondly is the bureaucratic obstacles. These two elements, they are present in any country. And thanks to God, President Abdul Fattah al-Sisi, ever since he stepped into office, have been not sparing any single effort to fight corruption. And he has been directing the government to be able to stand harsh and strict to any case of corruption. Now there is the bureaucracy that is hurdling all the procedures that could be taken by any foreign investor. So how do you assess those measures taken by the government according to the directives of President al-Sisi and the performance of the government to eradicate those obstacles?
Yes, that's right. If you see the rules, you will find allow foreign investors to be registered to the importers registry for a period of 10 years. What does it mean? And at the same time, you will put a level or a policy for tax and so on for 5 years. This means that you take some bureaucratic routines. You means that you face any corruptions in the governmental bodies because you let for the foreigners, for the investors, before coming to the Egyptian market, for example, that will be dealt according to some measures and principles of taxes along the coming 6 or 5 years. And at the same time, you will not at the same time, you will not enter in a circle that you fight to finalize your documents and so on. So you let for the foreigners to be registered automatically for in the some organizations and so on. This means that you are giving a message for the investors. You are fighting what crippled the investment and the investors during the last years. For example, this means that you will start or present a new start for investment in Egypt, especially that you have now a huge number of foreign direct investments, not only in one economic sectors, but I think on all sectors, like health, like transportation, like economic sectors, like education, like the main infrastructures, and so on. So you have to pave the way for the foreign investors here in Egypt.
Right. The Premier Mustafa Madbouli offered an overview of the most important indicators and facts on investment in Egypt. If you'd like to elaborate over this very important point.
After approving the new rules by the Supreme Council of Investment, so the new term is for the government. The government will be responsible for implementation of all these rules, and at the same time, as you know, that they will convene maybe every month to discuss what has been taken and to evaluate the results of the new rules. So they will keep watching for these rules and the implementations of the new rules. Why? Because Egypt is seeking to encourage its foreign direct investment in all sectors. Because Egypt is working to face unemployment rate, because Egypt is working to be as a cabinet, I mean, or as a government to be a body for transparency between all the parties, even the private sectors and the government and the public state sectors at the same time. I think it will be a task for the government to keep watching for implementing these rules.
Right, Mr. Abdul Latif Wahba, the journalist and economic analyst, would like to thank you, sir, talking to the breakfast show, and you have a good day. And we're going to go to a short break and we'll come to continue the breakfast show, so stay with us.